Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Chapter 1. Oliver asks for more. Among other buildings in a town in England, there was a house for poor people. They went there when they had no money and nowhere to live. It was called the workhouse. Oliver Twist was born in the workhouse. His mother, a young woman, lay ill in the bed. A doctor and an old woman stood by her side. "Let me see the child and die," the young woman said. "Oh, you must not talk about dying yet," said the doctor. "No, dear," said the old woman. "You are too young to die." The young woman shook her head and held out her hands towards the child. The doctor put the child in her arms. She pressed her cold white lips to its face and then fell back and died. "She is dead," said the doctor. "Yes, poor dear," said the old woman, as she took the child away from its dead mother. "Poor dear, she was a good-looking girl," said the doctor, as she put on his hat and gloves. "Where did she come from?" "She was brought here last night," said the old woman. "She was lying in the street. She had walked a long way and her shoes were worn out. Nobody knows where she came from or where she was going to." The doctor raised the dead woman's left hand. "The old story," he said. "I see that she has no ring on her finger. She was not married. Good night." He went home to his dinner. The old woman sat down on a chair in front of the fire and began to dress the baby. She dressed him in very old clothes, used for a baby born in the workhouse, a poor child without father or mother, born into a world which had no love or pity for him. From the age of 9, Oliver had to work. He had only 3 meals of soup every day. The soup was very thin. It was made by boiling very little milk and some roots in a lot of water. He had only a piece of bread on Sundays. The room in which the boys were fed was a big hall. A large pot stood at one end. When it was the time for meals, a master served the soup from the pot to the boys. Each boy had one small bowl of soup and no more. The bowls never needed washing. The boys cleaned them with their spoons until they showed. Oliver Twist and his friends grew so wild with hunger that they decided to choose a boy to walk up the master after supper and ask for more. The boy chosen was Oliver Twist. The evening arrived and the boys took their places. The master stood by the pot and the soup was served. It disappeared quickly. The boys worshipped and made songs for Oliver. He rose from the table and went to the master. "Please, sir," he said, "I want some more." The master looked with surprise at the small boy. "What?" said the master at last in a faint voice. "Please, sir," said Oliver, "it wants some more." The master hit Oliver with his spoon, then seized him in his arms and cried for help. Mr. Bumble came rushing into the room. Mr. Bumble was an important officer in the town. The master told him what Oliver had said. "He asked for more?" Mrs. Bumble cried. "I can hardly believe it. That boy will live to be hanged." He took Oliver away and shut up in a dark room. The next morning a notice appeared on the gate of the workhouse. This notice offered 5 pounds to anybody who would take Oliver Twist. Oliver was a prisoner in that dark room for a whole week. The weather was cool. Every morning he was taken to wash in the yard, and Mrs. Bumble beat him with a stick. Then he was taken into the hall where the boys had their soup, and Mrs. Bumble beat him in front of the boys and their soup, and Mrs. Bumble beat him in front of everybody. He cried all day and could not sleep at night. But one day outside the workhouse gate, Mr. Bumble met Miss Isforbury. Miss Isforbury was a tall, thin man who made coffins for dead bodies. Many of his coffins were for the poor people who died in the workhouse. I have prepared the coffins for the 2 women who died last night, said Mrs. Isforbury to Mrs. Bumble. Good, said Mr. Bumble. By the way, you don't know anybody who wants a boy, do you? And 5 once he raised his stick and pointed to the notice on the gate.